Hi everyone, it's Pearl Klein and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is season 9 episode 7, Bad Boys. If you're new here, I do recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. I actually really like this episode, and I kind of forgot about this episode and forgot a lot about the things in this episode. Well, kind of when it started going, I was like, okay, I remember a little bit, but like this whole thing with like Dean and his past and that he was at this boys' home situation, like I completely forgot. And this is a flashback episode, and I feel like I've talked about before in the past that like every year has like at least one flashback episode. It's usually like one episode a year, a season I guess I should say. Sometimes it's two, but I feel like at the beginning of last season, like it was all like every single episode at the beginning had like flashbacks, right? And I was very critical of the flashbacks, and I'm very critical of like how that was used and how it was like Dean and Sam and like how it didn't make sense and how it was very slow. So I was very critical of that. And other than that, I didn't think we had like a flashback episode where it's like one of them were younger. Like that's usually what the flashback episodes are. And so because I think at the beginning of the season they had all that flashback, I think from like, you know, the year before, it's not when they were kids, like they didn't have like a kid flashback episode. This was a kid flashback episode, and it was nice to have, and I think they always do so well, these flashback episodes, and they are also very smart of how they use the flashbacks and intertwining between them and like still things happening. So it's kind of so crazy how they were just so awful at the flashbacks at the beginning of last season, and this is just so much better. But yeah, usually the flashback episodes it's either Dean or Sam, or a lot of times both. This one was focused on Dean, and it's something where I think they wanted a flashback episode. Like I think that's where it started. It's like they haven't had a flashback episode in a while. They wanted to do something, so they were trying to connect something when they were a kid and adult. And a lot of times I feel like with the flashback episode, you know, it's something where it's like there's some connection, something. So it is sometimes like, let's say after school special, like it was a haunting at a school they once went to. So this is like some haunting at a home that Dean once was at. So it's also a ghost episode. I was a little bit unsure about all the ghost elements, I guess I would say. Like it wasn't fully like, I was kind of confused with like the mom and stuff, but in the end I felt like, I don't know, it was just very engaging. It was easy to watch. So I don't really have much else to critique. This is gonna be really quick, but I do have it on the good list, and I'm like, why am I like, now I'm thinking back at it, like why did I like it so much? I think maybe just because it was like a hunt episode, like it was a hunt, you know. I feel like I've been saying like there's going to be a lot of serialized episodes, but I feel like the last few episodes have been more episodic, and so it's just kind of nice to have like all these episodic episodes that I wasn't expecting, but I'm a little bit scared we're going to get more serialized episodes. Also, I feel like so far this season, I mean, we're 7 episodes in, I feel like it's either a good episode or okay episode. Like I have no episodes on the bad list yet, which I don't like. Maybe last time that's kind of happened with, let's say, the first 7 episodes was season 1 or season 2. So usually like even like let's say season 3 or season 5 that's really strong, like there's a few episodes that are particularly bad that like I noticed, but I haven't noticed any bad episodes. So I don't know if it's something where they really learn from their mistakes the last season. I feel like sometimes what happens in Supernatural is, you know, with a season they like, or like, okay, these things didn't work, let's do these, you know, let's change it next season. But then they also take risks in other ways. So like for example, season 6 didn't work, or with a lot of the storylines, and so then season 7 they kind of left it Leviathans and just kept it strong. And I think season 8 they like noticed, you know, the beginning of the season I was very critical of, especially with all the flashbacks and like the storylines and everything. And so I think they learned from those flashbacks and those mistakes, and so they try to not do it in season 9, especially with the flashback thing that I'm mentioning here. But then I also do feel like season 8 got better towards the end of the season, and I think I talked about that with season 8. So even though like I think they're learning from last season, especially because I do think there were some really bad episodes last season. So I think they're learning from that. I mean, I am still critical of some episodes, but it's not like bad enough that I feel like I need to put it on the bad list. But I'm like worried that are we gonna have 5 episodes to put on the bad list? I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna force it if it doesn't feel right. But anyway, I'm gonna hear a little bit scared to see what the next few episodes are gonna be like, because I feel like I keep jinxing it. We've been having good or okay episodes, and I feel like the bad episodes are gonna come up. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.